Hello, 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 everybody. How you all doing? So, today I wanted to play a little bit of Final Fantasy XIV. I've been hearing everyone online just going on and on and on about how 5.3, man, talk about nailing the story, talk about blowing it out of the water, just completely like kicking ass with it. So I thought, well, I haven't played in a while. I haven't played since Shadowbringers ended. Um, Maybe I should actually try getting back into it before the launch of the next expansion, which is usually what I do. I usually wait till the next expansion comes out, and then I just catch up with it, because usually they change a bunch of the gear drops to actually be equipment drops. So you don't have to worry about grinding and grinding to get all of the equipment you need to keep going with the main story. So that's what I normally do, but everyone's talking about this, and I loved Shadowbringers so much that I just felt like, I want to see how it ends. I want to see how that storyline wraps up, because I'm curious. And I've been trying to avoid spoilers. And I said, I haven't played since 5.0. So the 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, all that stuff, I haven't seen any of it. This is all blind. I'm not going into it. And of course, we're not going to do it all tonight. I don't think we're going to do it all tonight. For one, I'm actually going to probably have to grind some gear to actually get through all this stuff, to get through all the dungeons at least. And of course do the trials and things like that. But anything that I don't need to grind or do multiplayer or wait in the queues and everything like that for, just going through the story bits, I'm going to try and stream my way through that. Try to, at least, you know? Sometimes mortal schedules do not allow, but you try and put on the show when you try and put on the show. So, with that said, it looks like my mic's peaking here a little bit. Let me turn that down. Okay, is that a bit better there? Yeah, I think so. Let's turn the game down audio too with it. There we go. So, that being said, I just picked up the quest at the start of the next bit of the main story. Essentially, just met up with Tataru, the Lalafell girl who works and for the Rising Stones for keeping everybody at the Scions of the Seventh Dawn in order. Of course, now all she does is really babysit their unconscious bodies because all their minds have been sent off to the first. Spoilers for the end of Stormblood, I guess, there? I mean, at this point with the story, I'm assuming everyone's caught up at least to the end of Shadowbringers here. Might be spoilers if you haven't finished Shadowbringers. How's that? But anyway, she and Minfilia's mom, because I can never pronounce her name. I have never. Flamin? Flamin? I don't know. But her and Tataru wanted to have a chat with me. So, we met up here. Arcurian, my, it has been too long. Tataru did mention that I'd be joining you, did she not? She did. She was very nice about that. Oh, thank you. Words cannot express how I have longed to know more of the first. This world Minfilia has sacrificed so much to save. But come, rest your feet. Tataru should be arriving shortly. What is that noise? I don't know what that is. What the heck? 1 second. Sorry about that, folks. It looks like my cat wanted inside. Sleep on his little pillow in here. And so Minfilia chose to pass on her gifts to the next oracle, this girl, the Thancred named Reen? Reen? I think it's Reen. To have such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. In that respect, they are quite alike. It would seem her legacy is indeed in capable hands. Rykirian, might I ask a favor of you when you next return to the First? To tell Reen what I cannot? To tell her, thank you. And I would offer thanks to you as well for staying with her to the end. Begging your pardon, but may I have a word? Oh, it's... That's right, it's real. Hope you're here to tell me that you received word from our helper. I wish. Nay, I've not had a peep out of him, and it's been a while too. Now too bloody long. On account of which, I'm going to sneak over the border myself to see if I can get a signal from closer up. But what if they catch you? There must be another way. Well, it ain't as if we can ask Thancred to do it. Besides, I should have no trouble picking me way through the gimlet now that the fighting's died down. Gods know that there's enough shadows to hide in. And it beats waiting around here twiddling my thumbs. Any road, I just thought I'd let you know. Now I best be... Dramatic pause. Heck, I nearly forgot. Kryle's at the stones, and she wants a word. Something to do with the patients. She was getting ready to examine it again when I left. We best head back. I'm sure it's important. So the patients are all the unconscious members of the Scions. By the way, this is like the most convenient, handy thing they've ever done. Enter the Rising Stones. Seems she's still examining them. Oh, I do hope it's nothing bad. Well, I mean, she wouldn't want to talk to you if it was something good.
You're here. Good.
Yep. And you're voiced. Also good.
So, how are they? Still locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health. For the present, at least.
Okay, what does that mean?
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them?
I'm afraid there may be. I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed. Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them.
So, incorporeal... that would probably mean, if I'm remembering the ether right, their bodies are slowly dissipating, Like, they're dissolving back into the ether. Like, they would... Well, I mean, they're dead. Because, I mean, their minds and, dare I say, souls are probably trapped over on the first, so... Yeah, that makes sense.
Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
So, in other words, the order that they went unconscious.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Yes! That's what I just said.
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time. Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
Well, yeah, that would
By
happen.
the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
Well, then you get a
I
404
cannot
error.
say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening.
Oh, yay, Matoya.
Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
Don't look at me. It's the XIV. He's the one who's got to figure it out. He's the one who... I just have a stick. A pointy stick.
I realize you've only just returned from saving 2 worlds, but time is not on our side.
Of course. Seems very much like what happened in
But where's he
Stormblood,
even
except with
supposed
the
to start?
reverse.
We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
They haven't
You
looked on the
stated in your report
first.
that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct?
Yeah.
Raha always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along.
Wait, you knew each other? Did I miss that from before?
His plan might well have worked, but I for one am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through.
Because you weren't involved
Even
in
if
the
it does
Crystal
mean
Tower.
our friends must remain stranded a while longer.
No, they're having
There
fun.
is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch. Pray return to the first and apprise him and the others of the situation.
Very well.
We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
Oh, do not talk to me about fates right now, Krell. I just got done with that whole... Not Yu-Gi-Oh! The, Yokai Watch thing. Just way too many fates. They are not kind. I have a kitty. Kitty, get down. I'll pet you during cutscenes, but I won't. I have to play. Right. Now. Well, I mean, I suppose I could try and figure out my way back, or I could just... Yeah. Well, just do that to get back to the first. I don't much feeling like trying to track down how you get back physically. I'm sure you have to go back to the Crystal Tower whole thing. It's not a convenient location. It's much easier just to teleport. Yay! Oh yeah, there's my little buddy Nutkin. Nutkin's always hanging out with me because Nutkin reminds me of my chinchillas. I mean, they look practically the same, other than their tails are a little bit less bushy and they don't eat giant acorns. Yep. Just take me to the ocular. Alright, hello, Exarch. Long time no see. Ah, Valkyrian, you have returned. I hope your time in the source was suitably restful. Well, I stopped playing the game for a while, so yeah. Of course it wasn't. But of course it wasn't. Go on. The corporeal ether shows signs of instability. By the gods, this possibility has never even occurred to me. If you have returned in the hope of my research has yielded a solution, I fear you'll be sorely disappointed. 'Tis but a mercy we have the likes of Mistress Kral and Master Matoya to keep our friends' bodies safe while we wrestle with the problem. But they cannot forestall the separation of body and soul indefinitely. Come, the others must be told. Hi, everybody. Yes, I said I'd pet you in the next cutscene. Get some pets there. Good kid. Hey, everybody. Or most everybody. Half. Like how they eventually turned the twins into the whole blue-red trope.
Pray excuse my late arrival.
Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
Nay, milady.
Well, then
With
why don't you
apologies
nod?
to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed. I think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryl's findings.
I don't think it would take that long.
I suppose it was only to be expected that some change would occur.
We're dying. How about that?
Yet our souls seem unaffected, to my eye at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Kryl is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration.
I held out my stick and waved it at the wall there.
Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage.
No, you had a bow
In order
last
to
time I
employ
saw you.
powerful magics, I must rely upon the crystal tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy. The magic that summoned you was no exception. 'Tis a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the first. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state. I would not soon throw my life away, not after the lengths you and yours went to save it.
But...
And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home.
Oh. I thought that conversation was going in another direction.
But should all else fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
Uber.
What was that for?
That was such an LSA move.
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless he says so.
Sweet. Like, I approve.
Your followers await your divine judgment.
What did you just...
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success.
Okay.
I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of his body and soul, but his personal effects besides.
Yeah, I'm like my hat.
This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us his possessions, he could carry our souls back to the source upon his person?
We're gonna put your souls in a bag.
Well, it would be nice if things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on his part, and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend.
Oh no, I have no
Yet
problem
were
believing
we
I
to
own all of you.
immure our souls within an object in his possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured.
I was right. They're going to put his souls in a bag.
White Auracite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose. It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease. We would need only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back unto our vacant bodies.
Oh yeah, no problem. That's easy.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us.
Uh-oh. I don't like the way he said
On the
that.
far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves. It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Numo chose to make their home there soon after. Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrand is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
That picture does
Well,
not
I've
fill
no
in
objection
with
to
hope.
seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
Because they're Numo.
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me. Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Faithfolk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience.
That's true.
They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
Yay! I want food. Just take the silver piece. It's easier that way. Never hurts to have a little bit of money. A grand adventure. The Exarch wants to waste no time in seeking help for your stranded comrades. The Grand Cosmos, that is the palace we seek, stands on the opposite shore of the source. I will arrange for a boat to carry us there. Whilst thou journeyest thither, I think that best to devote mine energies to the creation of white auracite, By thy leave, of course. The process requireth no... I'm just going to talk about... The process requireth no small amount of time. And should the new Mo consent to lend us their aid, we will have need of a suitable vessel ere long. That sounds better for Rianje. Why is he the only one that talks that way? I don't... Is that ever given an explanation anywhere? I don't ever recall, but I'm sure there is one, why he's the only one who talks like that. Agreed. Then I would ask the rest of you to meet me in Sullen, and do be prepared for a warm reception. Where is Sullen? I can't remember. Okay, so way down on the edge of Lakeland. It's not bad. I think my gear is already good enough that I can do like this first adventure. So if I recall, it's not. I looked it up before. I remember it's not super high requirements for the first dungeon. Hey, you want to see something that drives my like completionist mindset out up the wall every time I see it? I have all those side quests left. I left them intentionally for the purpose of leveling alt jobs, and I still haven't got around to it for the most part. I've only got 3 jobs? No, 2 jobs to 80. And I've only got, I want to say like 4 jobs that are even above 70, including the 280s. So, I'm not exactly the most devoted person to playing this game, I guess you could say. I take big breaks here and there. I cycle through all my favorite games. I was playing ESO a couple weeks ago. Really enjoying that. Hello, Mr. Exarch. Whoa! Love this music. What's up with this? As I told you before, I had scarcely set foot on palace grounds when I was set upon by our host's familiars, and I expect reception today will be no different. Which is why I propose we march through the main gate, weapons drawn. Okay. But are we not here to petition for assistance? You can't honestly think barging in looking for a fight is going to persuade them. Actually, I believe the XIV might have the right of it. They have no doubt poured a great deal of time and energy into their creations. Were I them, I should be most interested to meet those who would come to overcome my defenses. As would any true seeker of knowledge. And there's little we can do or say to convince them to help us if we know nothing of their character, nor less why they would choose to hide themselves from the world. But if we seize their interests, mayhaps we can earn ourselves an audience? Weapons drawn it is, then. I must say, Exarch, you certainly seem to be enjoying all of this. What's wrong with that? Have a little fun with it. Do I? Well, do not deny that I enjoy the thought of fighting alongside you all and pacing about, well, rather than pacing about inside the Crystal Tower. You both seem to be in quite rather high spirits, if you ask me. Not that I am surprised. Your moods invariably improve whenever Valkyrian is around. As we all, eh? What are you implying? He averted a calamity, and the light which seemed destined to consume him has been extinguished. 'Tis only natural we be pleased to see him. Aww. Alice and the Exarch both have crushes on me. Of course, then let us proceed to the palace. I didn't catch what his toll was in there. The Grand Cosmos, now available. Yeah, I can do it as a trust. The trust system has probably been like the best thing in this game for me. Wait, why is there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slots now? Oh, because this is where they're missing. Insufficient item level. Oh, okay. No, we're gonna have to go with the main job here. Not that one. There we go. Well, I got high enough to do it. So we have healer here, and he's going to be our tank, I guess. Alright, let's see how we do with Dungeon Going in Blind. I haven't even looked at strats for this place, but... You know, I also did the Nier, the Yora dungeon raid, just last few nights ago. And, I made it through that pretty well without ever looking up a strat. I mean, I died a couple times, but... What the heck? You said this thing was a new Mo. Those are those mystic, Dark Crystal mystic looking guys, right? Not Squid Man? Should you value your lives, you will quit this place at once. Now be gone with you. Oh-ho! Because, of course, a fancy castle is going to have a bunch of enchanted armor. The one thing I have learned in terms of doing the trusts is that all of the characters, all the NPCs in trusts, will only use single target abilities. Pretty much always. I don't think they even know any multi-target AoE abilities. So it just goes quicker because they'll all target one specific thing. So it just works out better if you just target whatever they target. On the plus side, if you're tanking... Yeah, that's why, see, they're not attacking the other guy at all, so... But even when you're tanking, you really don't have to worry about working too hard to hold threat on anything except for the one thing they're attacking. So I usually just, when I'm leveling my Gunbreaker, I usually just throw out a few AoEs at the beginning, just grab everybody, and then I just focus on maintaining on the one that the rest of the NPCs are attacking, because they won't attack anything else, so I don't have to worry about them pulling threat off of you for the others. Where do you think the attack's going to come here? Armor? Weapons? Ah, yep, magic weapons. What? So the weapons are actually giant furball monsters? What are they attacking? I don't think it's K. So this guy seems to have quite the assortment of leftover armor and... Let's run this guy over here. Craziness. Okay, so let's see. We've had suits of armor, bigger suits of armor, weapons. What do we think is going to be next? 2 big suits of armor, of course. Woohoo, stay alive. Iron Justice. Weird name for an attack. Alright. Now we get a boss. If you insist on making a mess of my palace, you leave me no choice. Giant brooms! Oh, dang! This song's banging. What the? Okay, let's stack up here. Oh, maybe we gotta run away. So we gotta watch those brooms when they come in, because they go around the spots, but they don't just stay on the spots. Oh, dang, yeah, there we went. Danced around the brooms after I. And here come the brooms. And fail on my part. Got broom hit. Haha. Yeah, insufferable with a lot of you. I want to spare you this time. Awesome! Shoes for nothing I can use. Well, that was a fun first boss fight. You still press on? How foolish! How big is this place? Oh wow. What the? Bell porksies. They're piggies. See what I mean about just targeting one? If you're trying to do AoE, you're the only one doing AoE, and it takes forever for anything to go down. So you're just much better off just going after the whole targeting whoever. Having bacon tonight. Whew. defending. So that's a tank ring.
So be it.
Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. They're like dirt bombs and a flower tarantula lady? That is a crazy creature model. I mean, I like it, but it's just cool looking. Okay, so the plant Pokemon are done. More piggies! But first, we shall have a nice tea here in the veranda. Isn't that right, everybody? See you, Queen. Okay, tea had. Actually, yeah, I have tea. Harcourt. We have lemonade. Sure, let's have some nice lemonade. Pretty sure it won't do anything for me because it's spell speed, but whatever. It's better than nothing, right? Yeah, let's K as the first target here. On the plus side, this is probably one of the prettiest dungeons I've ever seen on Mac. Wouldn't you just like to set this place up as a guild house? Wait, has he been saying things this entire time? I conjure forth the garden's wrath. Hold them fast and with thorn and vine. Through death's embrace their souls consign. Oh, here it is. With wings of dreams I bar their path. I conjure forth the garden's wrath. The Anan Sith, these cretins have sullied the sanctity of your garden. Is there no end to these creatures? I think a few plants can slow us down. This sorely mistaken. Time to crank the tunes! Oh, to lost love. Direct seedling? Please don't tell me I'm not to put two of those next to each other. Okay, that's why. I'm glad. I just realized as soon as I put that down, it's like, if these... Oh, that could be bad. Just me, this boss is dying way quicker than the first one did. Uh-oh. I'm sorry, XIV. I know I did bad. Never again will I guard it. Go. Out of everyone's way. Oh no, it's gonna do the direct CD thing again. Oh yay, it died before anything went to hell. I think I got it right though with the seed last one. Pelt offending. The garden is ruined. Mark my words. You want to pay for this?
So be it.
Die, dragon. So now we're getting the cool stuff. Dragon. And okay, I'm still slightly perturbed by the presence of more brooms. I mean, I get it. They're magical sweepy brooms. They keep the place clean. He clearly has an interest in keeping his place clean because, I mean, it does look immaculate. I will give him that.
So be it.
Oh, so there's little piggies and then big piggies. I love flamethrower, but man, is it underwhelming. Auto crossbow. I am so glad they did that with machinists, giving them all the like Edgar's gadgets from FFXIV, because man, he was hands down probably one of my favorite parts of that game. Was all the gadgets and things like that. I was really kind of sad the engineer didn't come back in any significant way in the later games. I mean, in terms of mechanics at least. Chairs. Evil chairs. Ghosts. Chairs, ghosts, which... Wait. Isn't this a scene out of Haunted Mansion at Disney? Like... Exactly? You even see through everybody. Okay, nothing down there. Knights immortal, hear my call. Ah! Of course. We'll take down Sir Itheran first here. Why Sir Itheran? I don't know. I don't know, even there's a rhyme or reason to like who dies first on this one. I mean, one's a paladin, one's a warrior, one's a bard, and one's apparently a black mage? I mean, really, if I had any control over this, I would say kill the black mage first, but... I wonder if there's any lore behind these guys. There probably is in one of those books, or whenever the third one comes out. Encyclopedia Norvrantia. Which I will buy. Because I am a sucker. It's not really a sucker. It's good. It's good lore. It's a well-developed world. Ah! Did not expect that coming. I was tricked. Wait, Lord Tolthawil is, He's the guy the other people that were toasting in the other room, so I assume that's like the image of... He's the master of this... Oh, jeez. He's being healed up. We need to get rid of this healer. Now there is logic to this. That's a nuts set of pulls right there. It's like these fights all... How many more pulls do you think there are before this and the final boss? Because I think the final boss is... Yeah, he's just right up ahead. We're almost there. I see you cannot be dissuaded from your misguided path. A pity. Come now, let's put on a show. This is not gonna be... This is... Oh, there's a treasure coffer right there. How did I miss that? Well, I'm fully ready for all the ghosts to attack me. Bring it, ghosts. Or not? Unexpected? I was fully expecting all those ghosts to attack. You will have sullied these halls long enough. Come, Lucas. Our guests want for company. It actually kind of looks like that thing in Star Wars in A New Hope that, like, reports the Millennium Falcon to the Empire. And I was like, that guy. Of course. Oh, were they joking about the ghosts? Ah, Alpha Node, behind you! Haha, very funny. I know they're not ghosts. At least I hope they're not. Oh, good. This is such a great song. The soundtrack for Shadowbringers is so good. Like, 14 has always had great music. Okay. Ah. Stand in the holes. Oh, I have to set something else on fire, don't I? This fight's crazy. It's going all over the place. Okay, so when he does that thing, gathers energy, he swipes across half the room. It looks like whatever side the sword is on. And we've already run out of sofas. Ah! I think I might just die here. Yeah. Wow. My bad. I didn't see the chandelier coming. Didn't even know there was a chandelier up there. Whew. Hey, but failures are why we learn, right? We learn from our failures? I don't know. I try. I know I'm not the best at this game, but I'm also not touching the limit break meter because I know Alice is just going to burn it at an inopportune time. Can we... You know, the least you could do is open up some of these doors. Once I've gotten through this place. I think I could just run in, run through this room, and then be there. Alright. Attempt number 2. So yeah, it is on. And this time we'll just actually get over here early so we can pass it off right there. And you want to do that and steer him away from... Keep him away from the flammable stuff when he does that, I guess. And the chandelier comes down. All right. Okay, get on this side. Oh. Well, all of this stuff's been destroyed already, so guess it doesn't matter. See, told you. Now they say burning it. Come on. We got him. There we go. Oh man. Crazy fight. I like the ever running out of numb things to drop things. Like if I run out of one of those more of those blue flame things, I will only had one thing to set on fire with it left. And that would not have been good. And the Ishtolo finally shows up. Let's find out what this dude's problem is. How did he clap with those?
Fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
How did you clap? See, it was those little dudes.
Backlook, 'tis good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
Shake? Beg?
It's adorable.
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
You dropping code words? Is that the whole thing?
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence! It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion.
They tried to serve me tea.
But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
Okay. Okay. Now he kills us all.
If you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just... No, I mustn't. Not again. That damn court mage seemed to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety. Oh, you know not what you ask of me, what horrors my knowledge has wrought.
I invented pineapple smoothies. Smoothies! It seems like both of these are really bad responses. Like this one, we would never misuse it. Yeah, that's exactly what someone who would misuse it would say. And this one is just being a jerk. Yeah, let's do this one. Oh, my hat's coming off.
You wish only to save your friends? Nothing more?
Nothing more? Yeah, our friends are great.
Do you swear it?
No. No.
Oh, very well.
Alpha knows,
I
like, what do you
will
think?
hear
Oh,
your
he's like, I don't
petition,
freaking
but
know what's
that is
going on.
all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
Yeah, because, you know, they must get so much company at this place. Yay! Head to the Crystal Tower with Beak Lug. For the record, I really wish he would resort to using such words when treating with them. I have never sought to convince, not compel. Yet I cannot deny the part of me is glad that Urianger shared his knowledge of the Numo with us. Had he not, Beklug wouldn't be here. Speaking of whom, Rishnahiri, keep our guest waiting could only add insult to injury. Looks like he's ready to leave you behind. We mustn't dally here any longer, Valkyrian. If Bekaluk is to hear the truth of our travels from the first, all people should be present. Well then, why are you being all like, oh, you gotta do the quest, oh.